The impersonal hand of government can never replace the helping hand of a neighbor. These are the faces of the people from the world in which we live. We don't come in contact with them every day, except perhaps through the distancing lens of a television news story. So we can choose to ignore them, or be saddened, overwhelmed by their plight. But the reality is, this is not a distant world. These are not the faces of strangers in another place, but of our neighbors, the people whose lives you touch every single day with your contributions to Catholic Charities.
For the first time, with Catholic Charities, I felt like I was worth a lot, and that I was worth fighting for, and they were there for me.
You don't have to look far to see what a difference your contributions make. In Oregon, more than 530,000 people, including 160,000 children, live in poverty. Our state has been hit with one of the highest unemployment rates in the nation. Last year, nearly 40,000 people turned to Catholic Charities for some kind of help. Many of these are our youth, our next generation, pregnant teenagers, those trying to stay in school and out of gangs. Many are families with significant problems brought on by unemployment, the rising cost of housing, food, transportation, and health care. What do we do for these people? The community services offered through Catholic Charities reaches deeply into their lives in a full spectrum of ways. Beginning at birth for some, as we work to foster the growth of families through adoption, like we did for the Kroon family, who adopted Mara in 2008.
So we looked around at different options, and we really liked open adoption. And so that's why we came to Catholic Charities. We met Mara's birth mom in July, and we met with her twice, and Mara was born in August. So it happened, when it did happen, it happened pretty fast. Adoption is, part of it is a loss, but part of it's a gain. And it's just finding joy in pain, and it's all intermixed. And it just seems more natural that she's in contact with her birth mom, and she'll be able to hear her birth mom's story right from her. And so she will know that she is loved tremendously by everyone in her life.
Catholic Charities helps individuals when they say they're at their lowest.
I was homeless. I was drinking a lot. I wasn't parenting my child, who was my life for years, and I wasn't working. I didn't have anything besides nothing.
For Angel Crow, a chance meeting with the manager of the Catholic Charities Housing Transitions Program was the beginning of a new life.
Catholic Charities helped me on a lot of basic levels. They gave me the tools, to help me succeed in finding a home. Without stable housing, a lot of things are really impossible. It's, without stable housing, there was no way. I really don't believe that I could have stayed sober. There was no way that, without that I would have able to have had my daughter over. My mom said to me that my daughter, she just doesn't think that she ever stopped believing in me. And, when I look at her today, I don't think she ever did.
For Angel, Catholic Charities is more than a place that helped her find a program to get sober, start her first job as a volleyball referee, or get her into a new apartment.
Catholic Charities Housing Transitions Program.
Catholic Charities is part of her family. It's a place that she gives back to each and every week.
I now volunteer at Catholic Charities because, I get to give back to a lot of people who have helped me, in this journey, which gets to continue on, for a lifetime.
And I have a lot of friends.
You have a lot of.
For another Catholic Charities client, the need for help began at an early age. Blanca Sandoval Frias was born the daughter of a drug-addicted mother. At the age of 3, she was taken from her home in Mexico and forced to live in substandard conditions. At the age of 13, Blanca says her mother asked her to do the unthinkable.
What is he supposed to? very hard. She ended up selling me to her connection. So that's where my older son comes. And like I said, I was very young, and I ended up pregnant from that.
Blanca admits that living in an abusive household in her youth led her to become the victim in a violent relationship as an adult. Although she knew she needed to leave her abuser, she feared she couldn't support her 3 young children as an undocumented individual.
One night he ended up coming to my house and knocking, and it was about 3 o'clock in the morning. He just busted in there, and he did what he did. He beat me, and the cops were called, and that's when I said, I'm not gonna let this slide. I'm not gonna let this happen. And so I ended up pressing charges. My attorney comes up and he says, "Did you know that there's this program called Catholic Charities, and they help people in your situation?"
Catholic Charities Immigration Legal Services worked with Blanca to obtain a U visa, which has not only provided her independence from the abusive relationship, but has also given her the opportunity to pursue the career she has always dreamed of.
Thanks to Catholic Charities now, they accepted me in this nursing program. It starts in March, and I get to go back to school, and I get to work if I need to make some extra money, and I just have all these doors open that I had closed in me, and it's really been a life-changing.
You will find Catholic Charities where refugees from war-torn lands seek a better life for their families. You will find us in after-school programs helping youth achieve success. And you will find us guiding youth to resist involvement in gangs. You will find us offering assistance when domestic abuse scars lives. You will find us caring for the children whose parents are very often nearly children themselves. You will find us guiding people through the terrible valley of homelessness. We help people in the most basic, practical, and direct ways possible. And we do it thanks to you. We realize there are many worthwhile organizations which both deserve and receive your support. We deeply appreciate the fact that you've selected Catholic Charities. While Catholic Charities serves thousands of people in need each year, people of every race, gender, faith, and age, the need outstrips the resources every year. While we may need more, don't lose track of the fact that giving even a little means giving a lot. $100 can pay a rent deposit. $250 can provide school supplies for after-school programs. $500 helps 2 women impacted by abortion to attend a special healing and prayer weekend retreat. And $1,000 can provide 5 women fleeing domestic violence with 1 year of assistance and support. So we ask that you look into the faces, not of strangers, but of your neighbors, and then look inside yourself. A 20th century French philosopher once wrote, "The love of our neighbor in all its fullness simply means being able to say to him, 'What are you going through?'" Look at what all they're going through, and look at what all you can do to help.
We really would like to say thank you to Catholic Charities for helping us add to our family with Mara and our birth family, and for helping our birth mom who didn't have an address when we met her, and helping her find a place to live, right, and have food and clothing and shelter. It's just amazing.
No, I'm terribly grateful for Catholic Charities, and because I get to be a mom today, and that's the big thing for me.
I also hope that women out there who have been through what I've been through find out about this. Find out about Catholic Charities. I hope that they get the help that I got. I hope that their lives can turn around the way mine did.